verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author. Welcome to the dungeon of the lost and found, a cell consumed with skull and bones beneath the underground. Unpleasant odor from the decomposing flesh, nauseated by the scent and the blood splatter mess. The dark that surrounds the room to cover up the noise of the agonizing scream for the pain to not avoid. Severe punishment to those who cross the borderline, a plague of death that spread without a single warning sign. I spit 3 verses in the form of black horses, add a 4 to the track to make a dark chorus. Syllables of ropes tied around their necks, all the way onto your limbs. Now prepare for what's next. Priests speak words from the chapters of the Bible, with soldiers lined up as they holding up the rifles. Observe my eyes while I stand among your presence. Raise my hand to give their signal, each horse their own direction. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author. Next method guarantees is very painful, critically to leave you so physically unstable. Drag you out the cell like a dog outside his kennel, have you kneeling on the stones while I sit behind a table, serving punchlines to your ribs and abdomen. I repeat the method twice, same time, all again. Cold ice water on the surface of your head, a wake-up call to the calling of your death. Hit you with a whip with the ink on the blade's tip. Pour salt on the wound slow while the blood drips. Drag you up again with the wordplay and metaphors, and toss your whole body in a pool of alcohol. Leave you suffocating in a matter of your seconds, to raise you up and have a priest give your last blessing. Your body remains in permanent suspension while the birds feast upon you with no escape to heaven. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author. This one's considered to be graphic. No tricks of mind power, intolerance for magic. Strip you off your clothes while surrounded by the snow, and embrace the frostbite on the 5 finger and toes. No means of escape for your body's in paralysis. Pour hot water, watch your skin react to it. Shoot a single arrow directly to your front rib, and watch the blood pour on the surface of your burned skin. Little do you know the body gives away the scent, the animal's attraction and nature's common sense. A pack of wolves surrounding as you're laying on your death zone. I whistle in command and watch them tearing down your flesh and bones. Priest on the side gives you one last blessing as 2 beasts plays tag of war with your intestine. Insanity through the nature of the curse, my method of tactics in killing the 3rd verse. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture. Beware of the verbal torture, straight from the dungeon of this deadly author.